Like I just couldn't get enough of, you know, these tiny little booklets and all the wisdom in them. And yeah, I just ate them up. And I feel like at that time I thought of myself as a mindful, conscientious parent. But really there was so much that I just couldn't get my head around, you know, like I didn't know what to do with the tantrums when she was like literally like on the ground, belly down on the sidewalk, you know, like screaming. I'm like, what do I do with this? You know, and I didn't know how to set limits, you know. I would try to set a limit and then I would end up feeling like my mother or my father, and like many of us, you know, I have issues with my childhood, and so then I'd not set the limit, you know, because I didn't want to feel guilty. And but that wasn't workable for our family either, you know, to not have any limits. It just didn't work out. And so, you know, through the hand-in-hand booklets and through other resources too, like a program at my daughter's school, I learned how to respectfully set limits. And, you know, and I'm still learning, you know, a couple years later, but I got more confidence in my parenting. And then also started incorporating more tools, connection building tools. Like there's the hand-in-hand tool called Special Time, which is basically focused attention on your child, following the child's lead, and you know, in that time not getting a cup of tea, not checking your cell phone, really giving all of your undivided attention to your child. And we started incorporating Special Time, and I just started seeing the results right away. You know, our connection, and just how much more flexible and easier it made our relationship. And now, you know, a couple years later, since we started it, we're still doing it every day, you know, sometimes a couple times a day, and I really see when we don't do it. You know, actually a couple weeks ago, we didn't really have much time for it because it was just so stressful and crazy in our lives, and I saw the results of that, you know, just the kind of disconnected, more off-track behavior. The last Parenting by Connection tool that I embraced in my life was that of listening partnerships. And that's where you get together with another parent and you basically listen to one another. You know, it's a space for you to offload your feelings, offload your stresses, the stresses that you face as a parent. And with the idea that in order to listen to our children well, we need to be listened to well. So it provides that resource for us. And I came upon listening partnerships about a year ago, and I just can't imagine my life without it now. It just makes me feel so much more resourced as a parent and able to be more grounded for my child as well. So that's why, you know, I've just gotten so much value out of these tools, and that's why I'm eager to be in here and share them with you, and why I'm training to be a Parenting by Connection instructor, so I can help spread the word a little bit. And now we'd like to actually give you all a chance to kind of talk about yourselves, and so we're going to move into a little bit of what we call listening time. In just a minute, I'm going to ask you to pair up with somebody that you don't know, and we'll exchange time, 3 minutes each. And just to explain it a little bit, we're so used to, in our everyday lives, talking to other people, talking to other parents or caregivers, and, you know, talking about our child and saying, oh, you know, my child is sick, so forth, and then the other person says, mine is too, you know, to get that weird bug that was going around. You know, we're so ready to jump in all the time, which is understandable, right? But in this time, we're going to give the space to really hear the other person out. We're not going to interrupt or offer advice. We're just going to kind of pour in our warm attention and let them talk. And so in this time, it's just going to be a short one, 3 minutes each. Why don't you introduce yourself, tell the other person about your child or children in your lives, and maybe talk about something a reason why you're here tonight, maybe a challenge that you're coming across at home. And have fun with it. So if you want to pair up with somebody that you don't know.
I guess yeah, and you're the.